Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to discuss the histology of dentin, so watch this video till the end. So what we are going to discuss in this lecture, we are going to study the histology of the dentinal tubules, what are the dead tracts. We are also going to discuss the peritubular and the intertubular dentin, and the last we will study the sclerotic dentin. So the dentinal tubules. Odontoblastic process, they transverse the dentine layer and they form the dentinal tubules. Dentin is deposited around these tubules. So this is a diagram that is showing the dentine. This is the enamel. This is the dentine, and these are the odontoblasts. And the odontoblast cell process, they are inside a tubule, and these tubules are known as the dentinal tubules. So as you can notice, the dentinal tubules, they have the branching processes. Here you can see these tubules have branching, and this branching is more near the dentino-enamel junction as compared to the pulp surface. So these tubules have branches, and those branches are more towards the dentino-enamel junction. Same in the root, the branches are more at the cemento-dentinal junction. So what are the functions of these dentinal tubules? So as you know, the dentine, it is basically avascular tissue. The nutrients to this tissue is provided by these dentinal tubule by process of diffusion, because from the pulp, the nutrients, they diffuse through these tubules, and this is how nutrition is provided to dentine. Increased response of pulp. Because of presence of these tubules, there's increased response of dental pulp in response to restorative procedure and in response to dental caries. The diameter. The diameter of the dentinal tubule, you can notice the diameter of the tubule, it is less near the dentino-enamel junction as compared to the pulp surface. So near the pulp surface, the tubular diameter is more as compared to the dentino-enamel junction. Now, in the coronal dentine, the dentinal tubules, they follow a S-shaped pattern. Now, this is a ground section of a tooth. Here, this is the enamel, this is the dentine, and this space is the pulp space. Here you can see these are the dentinal tubules. So the dentinal tubules, they follow a pattern that is basically a kind of a wavy or a S-shaped pattern. So this S-shaped pattern is basically due to the crowding of the odontoblast when they travel from a larger surface area to a smaller surface area. And during this pathway, there is deletion of some odontoblast by a process that is known as apoptosis. So apoptosis is basically a programmed cell death. Now, in the root dentine, the dentinal tubules, they follow a straight path. They are not curved like this. So this is a ground section. This is the cementum. This is the dentine. Here you can see the tubules, they are following a straight path. As in the root dentine, there is little or no crowding of the odontoblasts. Now there's another term that is called dead tracts. So dentinal tubules, the dentinal tubules, they contain odontoblastic process. Sometimes these odontoblastic process may disintegrate or retract, leaving behind an empty tubule. So when the tubules, it is empty either because of a disintegration or retraction of the odontoblast process, we call it as dead tract. So this is a ground section of a tooth. This is enamel. This is dentine. You can see the dentinal tubules. So here you can see the appearance of the dentine. So these are called as the dead tracts because of the disintegration or death of the odontoblast. Because the dentinal tubules, they become empty, they do not have any odontoblast process. So the air that is filled inside the tubules now, and the another end, it is occluded with the dentine. So the light cannot pass through this dentine. So that's why it appears more black in color. Now what is peritubular dentine? The dentinal tubules, they are surrounded by a collar of highly calcified matrix known as peritubular dentin. So highly calcified or more mineralized matrix is the peritubular dentin that is surrounding the dentinal tubules. Again, this is a picture of the longitudinal section of dentin, also, which contain the odontoblast as well. So this dentin that is surrounding the dentinal tubules, this dentin is the peritubular dentin. Same in this picture. Around this odontoblast, this dentin that is more darker in color, I have showed it with a more darker in color. This dentin is the peritubular dentin. Now I'll show it in a cross section. So that was a longitudinal section. So in a cross section, this is a cross section of the dentin. These are the dentinal tubules. 1, 2, I'll draw a few for you. 3, 4, let's draw 5. So there are multiple tubules over here. So this dentin is the peritubular dentin that is surrounding the dentinal tubules. Again, this dentin that is surrounding the dentinal tubule is the peritubular dentin, and it is more mineralized. So, yeah. So the peritubular dentin, it contains little collagen fibers, and it contains more dentin shallow protein and more dentin matrix protein. So the number of collagen is less, and there is more dentin shallow protein and dentin matrix protein. Now, intertubular dentin. So dentin that is present in between the dentinal tubules is the intertubular dentin. So this is a longitudinal section, and this is a diagram. So this dentin that is present in between the tubules from here to here is the intertubular dentin. So this dentin is the intertubular dentin. Now this is a longitudinal section. I'll draw a cross section for you. So these are the dentinal tubule. This is the peritubular dentin. This is again another dentinal tubule. This is another dentinal tubule, and this is the peritubular dentin, more highly calcified. Now the dentin that is present in between these tubules hydroxyapatite, that is calcium phosphate crystals, and non-collagenous protein. So the mineral content of the intertubular dentin is less as compared to the peritubular dentin. So intertubular dentin has less mineral content, more collagen fibers as compared to the peritubular dentin. Another term is known as the sclerotic dentin. So the dentinal tubules, sometimes they become occluded with the calcified material. So those dentinal tubules, they are filled with a calcified material, and that dentin is known as the sclerotic dentin. So let me draw again a cross section of dentin for you. So this is a cross section. These are the dentinal tubules. This is the peritubular dentin. This is a peritubular dentin. This is a dentinal tubule, and this highly mineralized collar is the peritubular dentin. This is again another dentinal tubule, and this is the peritubular dentin. So in between these tubules, the dentin is the intertubular dentin. Outside this highly mineralized collar is the intertubular dentin. Now sometimes these dentinal tubules, they filled with a more calcified material, and this is known as the sclerotic dentin. This is known as the sclerotic dentin. So amount of sclerotic dentin, it basically increases with age. So it is basically a normal age change within the dentin. Discontinuous deposition of the peritubular dentin within the dentinal tubules. So eventually the dentinal tubule, it become occluded. Therefore, sometimes the sclerotic dentin is also referred as intratubular dentin because now the dentin is inside the dentinal tubule. That's why it is sometimes referred as intratubular dentin. As I already mentioned, it increases with age, and it also increases the vitality of the dental pulp. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comments. Please do give me your feedback. Stay blessed.